10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion.
Let us all stand for a prayer to be led by the Honorable Karen K. Gadnanan, the Pledge of Allegiance by the Honorable Aurelio Chonado, and the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Members' Creed by the Honorable Jimmy O. Gaho.
Let us bow down our head and put ourselves in the holiness of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Almighty Father in heaven, we come to you today with humility and in full reverence as we express our gratefulness to your divine power and spirit who took care everyone of traveling from our respective homes and stations to safely attend this regular session as our service to our constituents and our beloved province, Guimaras. Share to us, O Lord, a ray of your brilliance and wisdom that would guide us to an interactive and productive session. Send, O God, your Holy Spirit and wrap us with your love to carry us through the challenges of day. Lord, we humbly pray and seek your divine guidance and power so that we will successfully accomplish our goals and agenda for today. We pray that you will bless the leadership of our presiding officer, that he may unite us and lead us with impartiality and passion. Bless our provincial officials, that they will courageously provide us with key and timely information which we can use in rendering services and programs to our respective constituents. Finally, may your joy, grace, hope, and abundant blessings fill each of us and the result of our regular session. This we pray in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Panunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino. Buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan, na pinakikilos ng sangbayanang makadiyos, makakalikasan, makatao at makabansa.
I am a Sangguniang Panlalawigan member,
given
the mandate to serve my constituency through responsible, responsive, and effective legislation, promote and maximize the delivery of basic services for general welfare under a regime of truly consultative and participative democracy. I impose myself upon supreme obligation to perform it without function prescribed by law, and selfishly with the utmost dedication, thereby becoming a genuine catalyst to change in my locality and our nation.
Let us all be seated. Good morning to the honorable members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan of the province of Guimaras, and also my courtesy and respect to all the resource persons and employees and staff of the 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. This is now our second regular session. Today, September 19, 2023. Before we further proceed, I would like to request our Acting Secretary to the Sanggunian, Madam Ana Rose Cabasac, for the roll call of the honorable members.
As I call your name, please say present. Vice Governor Attorney John Edward G. Gando.
Present.
SP Member Felipe Hilan A. Nava, MD. SP Member Cecil C. Gumarin, MD. SP Member Aurelio G. Chunado. SP Member Alejandro D. Araneta, DMD. SP Member Luben G. Vilches. SP Member Marilyn G. Edang. SP Member Perfecto T. Habanya Jr., SP Member Raymond H. Gavilenio, Ex-Officio SP Member Karen K. A. Gadnanan, Ex-Officio SP Member Marcelo G. Malones, Ex-Officio SP Member Jimmy O. Gaho. Mr. Presiding Officer, all members are present for today's session.
The presiding officer would like to congratulate and my heartfelt congratulations to your 100% attendance for today's regular session. Any comment, the Honorable Lubin Vilches? But you have made just, what is that, a written figure emphasizing the impartiality based from the prayer of the Honorable Karen K. Gananan. Any matter that you wish to bring about impartiality on the part of the presiding officer, meaning to say that the presiding officer is not biased. Mr. Chair, you just underscore. Emphasizing for that purpose, can I have what you showed me a while ago? The paper. Yes, impartiality. Yes. My apologies because the presiding officer seems to be partial and biased at times, Mr. Chair. But thank you for that reminder. Thank you for that reminder, Mr. Chair. Now I wish to recognize the blooming majority floor leader, Mr. Floor Leader, in his new appearance today. The handsomeness is conspicuously seen with the appearance of our floor leader, the Honorable Dr. Felipe Hilan Nava.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. That's natural for me, Mr. Presiding Officer. We are now on the reading and consideration of the previous minutes of the regular session held on September 12, 2023, and I move to dispense the reading of the said minutes. So move, Your Honor.
There's no motion to dispense the reading of the minutes of our regular session dated September 12, 2023. Is there any second to the motion? Seconded by all members have seconded. The motion is approved.
Thank you,
Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I therefore move for the approval and adoption of the said minutes of the regular session held on September 12, 2023. So move, Your Honor.
There's now a motion to approve the minutes of our regular session held on September 12, 2023. Is there any second to the motion? Seconded by Honorable Vilches, Honorable Araneta. All members have seconded. The motion is approved. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. We now proceed to the privilege hour. We have none. Courtesy call, none. Appearances, none. Question hour, none. Now we are moving to the reading and referral of proposed measures. And for item number 1, copy of letter dated 16 August 2023 from Nailia Bainto Aguinaldo, Deputy Executive Secretary, Office of the Executive Secretary for General Administration, addressed to Vice Chairperson Alberto A. Bernardo, Executive Officer, National Police Commission, referring for information and reference Resolution number 298, dated 01 August 2023, of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of the Province of Guimaras, expressing appreciation and commendation to the Guimaras Police Provincial Office for maintaining the peace and order during the celebration of the 30th Mangan Festival and 31st founding anniversary celebration of the province. This is for information, Your Honor.
Item number 1 is the information from the Office of the President in connection with our Resolution number 298 dated August 2023 on our commendation to the Guimaras Police Provincial Office for the celebration of Magahan Festival 2023. For information, Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 2, letter dated September 4, 2023, from Reverend Father Jose Alex G. Saranya, Parish Priest, St. Michael the Archangel Parish, requesting sponsorship for its 38th annual patronal fiesta on September 29, 2023. This is for information, Your Honor.
Item number 2 is for the information of the August body. We will just delegate the authority to our acting Sangguniang Panlalawigan Secretary. This will be the last patronal fiesta of Reverend Father Jose Alex Serrania, since there would be a reshuffling of priests all over the Archdiocese of Haro. So they're asking for our little contribution, considering that we are under the parish of St. Michael the Archangel here in the municipality of Hordan. Madam Secretary, please take note of that. Sir Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 3, copy of Special Order number 25, Series of 2023, dated September 8, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, addressed to Dr. Alain B. Babaw, Medical Officer for Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital, on the subject, revocation of the Special Order number 24, Series of 2023, regarding designation as OIC Chief of Hospital of the Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital. This is for information, Your
Item
Honor.
number 3 is for the information of the honorable members. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 4, copy of Special Order number 26, Series of 2023, dated September 8, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, addressed to Dr. Rachel Ann T. Manzan, Chief of Hospital of the Nueva Valencia District Hospital, stationed at the Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital, on the subject, designation as OIC Chief of Hospital of the Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital. This is for information, Your Honor.
Item number 4 is for the information of the honorable members, with Dr. Rachel Antimansan as the OIC Chief of Hospital of Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital. Floor Leader, Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 5, letter dated September 8, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, requesting for an urgent legislative action for the passage of an ordinance for supplemental budget number 05, calendar year 2023 of the Provincial Government of Guimaras. This is referred to the Committee Chair on Appropriations, Your Honor.
Referred to the Chairperson, Committee on Appropriations, the Honorable Dr. Alex Araneta.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 5, later dated September 8, 2023, from Governor J.C. Ramanaba, MD, requesting for an urgent legislative action for the passage of an ordinance for the supplemental budget number 5, calendar year 2023 of the Provincial Government of Guimaras. Attached is the letter from the Good Governor, the request for supplemental budget. number 5, calendar year 2023 of the provincial government of Guimaras. The source from 2022 equity available for appropriation 2,998,650 pesos and 94 centavos. Savings from personal services January to June 2023, the amount 671,841 pesos and 15 centavos, the total of 3,670,492 pesos and 9 centavos to the Office of the Governor with the EIP code, statutory and contractual and obligation terminal leave, the amount of 2,170,492 and 9 centavos to Provincial General Services Office with the corresponding EIP General Services Program MOA, amount 1,500,000, total of 3,670,492 pesos and 9 centavos. And also attached documents, Mr. Presiding Officer, the resolution from the Expanded Local Finance Committee, resolution number 2023-14, series of 2023, and also the certification signed by the provincial accountant, Mr. Tinyoso, and Ana Marie Martir, the provincial treasurer, for the availability of funds and other related documents, Mr. Presiding Officer.
What is the pleasure of the gentleman?
With this, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move to pass the appropriation ordinance for the supplemental budget number 05, calendar year 2023 of the provincial government of Guimaras from 2022 equity available for appropriation, the amount 2,998,650 pesos and 94 centavos, savings from personal services January to June 2023, 671,841 pesos and 15 centavos, the total of 3,670,492 pesos and 9 centavos to Office of the Governor, statutory and contractual obligation terminal leave, the amount of 2,170,492 pesos and 9 centavos to Provincial General Services Office, General Services Program, MO Electricity, 1,500,000, total 3,670,492 pesos and 9 centavos. So move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's now a motion for the passage of an appropriation ordinance approving supplemental budget number 5, CY 2023 of the provincial government of Guimaras from the following sources: 2022 equity available for appropriations 2,998,650.94 and savings from PS from January to June 2023, total amount of 3,670,492.09 to the following items: Office of the Governor, under the Office of the Governor, statutory and contractual obligations terminal leave, 2,170,492.09, and under the Provincial General Services Office, General Services Program, 1,500,000 pesos, total of 3,670,492.09, as certified to by the Provincial Treasurer and the Provincial Accountant. Is there any second to the motion? All members have seconded. The motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 6, letter dated September 8, 2023 from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, requesting for the realignment of funds of the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office in the amount of 56,000 pesos. This is referred to the Committee Chair on Appropriations, Your Honor.
Item number 6 is referred to the Chairperson, Committee on Appropriations, the Honorable Dr. Alex Araneta.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 6, dated September 8, 2023, from Governor J.C. Ramanaba, MD, requesting for the realignment of funds at the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office in the amount of 56,000. Attached is the letter request from the good governor for the realignment of funds of the PSWDO from account title Maintenance and Other Operating Expenditure, Fuel, Oil, Lubricant Expenses, 36,000. SPP Support to Child Minding Center, 20,000, the total of 56,000. 2, account title Maintenance and Other Operating Expenditure, Traveling Expenses, 56,000. All of this, Mr. Presiding Officer, with corresponding EIP, and also a letter from the attached letter from the Ms. Jane Patanindagat for the certify that this appropriation is available for realignment, and also, Mr. Presiding Officer, the letter request of the Ma'am Shirley Gabutin, the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Officer, for realignment, Mr. Presiding Officer.
What's the pleasure of the gentleman?
With this, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move to pass an appropriation ordinance for the realignment of funds of the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office from Maintenance and Other Operating Expenditure, Fuel, Oil, Lubricant Expenses, 36,000. Support to Child Minding Center, 20,000. Total, 56,000. 2, Maintenance and Other Operating Expenditure, Traveling Expenses, 56,000. Total of 56,000. So move, Mr. President.
There's no motion for the passage of an appropriation ordinance realigning funds at the PSWDO from Fuel, Oil, and Lubricants Expenses, 36,000. Support to Child Minding Center, 20,000. Total, 56,000. 2, Traveling Expenses, 56,000 pesos. Is there any second to the motion? All members have seconded. The motion is approved.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Floor Leader. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 7, letter dated September 13, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, informing the Honorable Sangguniang Panlalawigan members that he assumes office effective September 13, 2023. This is for information, Your Honor.
Item number 7 is for the information of the honorable members. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 8, letter dated September 13, 2023, from Gallant's Pure Drinking Water, care of Alejandro P. Galaura, submitting copy of notice of electronic hearing from National Water Resources Board regarding in the matter of the petition for change of name of permittee under the water permit number 19361 from Gallant's Pure Drinking Water to Gallant's Water Trading for reference. This is for information, Your Honor.
For information of the august body. Item number 8. Sir Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 9, review of appropriation ordinance of number 03, series of 2023 of the Municipality of Ordan, entitled An Ordinance Authorizing Supplemental Budget number 2, series of 2023, involving an amount of 5 million pesos for the General Fund. Third endorsement, dated September 13, 2023, of the Provincial Budget Office. This is referred to the Committee Chair on Appropriations, Your Honor.
Item number 9 is referred to the Chairperson, Committee on Appropriations, Honorable Dr. Alex Araneta.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 9, review of an appropriation ordinance number 03, series of 2023 of the Municipality of Ordan, entitled an ordinance authorizing supplemental budget number 2, series of 2023, involving the amount of 5 million pesos for the General Fund, and the third endorsement dated September 3, 2023 of the Provincial Budget Officer. So with this regard, Mr. Presiding Officer, the Provincial Budget Officer is recommend that this supplemental budget number 2 series of 2023 of the municipality of Hordan shall be returned, requiring the submission first of ordinance creating the position of the fiscal examiner 2 SG salary grade 15.1 at the municipal accounting office, and driver 2 salary grade 4.1 at the MDRMO for further evaluation, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Mr. Chair, Section 4 of the supplemental budget provides that the 2 plantilla positions were created under different offices with its corresponding salary grade, namely the following. In other words, the supplemental budget seems to tell us that there was already a created position, such as the fiscal examiner and the MDRRMO, so much so that this supplemental budget will now fund these 2 positions. The observation of the provincial budget officer is correct when it requires the particular ordinance that created these 2 items, such as the fiscal examiner and driver 2, because as it appears, as it crafted in the supplemental budget, it would seem that these positions were already created by virtue of an ordinance. So I think, Mr. Chair, it is only but fair and right that we will give chance to the municipality of Hordan to provide us with that ordinance that creates these 2 items, such as the fiscal examiner 2 and driver 2. Are we to write them, or are we to call for a committee hearing just to thresh out matters?
So,
Mr. Chair, Committee on Rules, we can call probably the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary and the Budget Officer and the Accountant for this purpose. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Presiding Officer, to fast track the approval of this certain request, Mr. Presiding Officer of the Municipality of Hordan, could we task our Committee Secretary to call up the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary of Hordan for confirmation of the word "were" created.
Correct.
Where I presume, Mr. Presiding Officer, that there was approved plantilla of personnel that incorporates these 2 positions.
But
Mr.
we can
Presiding
only presume, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
but we have to confirm that.
We have to confirm, and if it's in the affirmative, then let them submit to us
The,
copy of that particular ordinance creating these positions.
But, Mr. Presiding Officer, is the time frame...
In order to support the provisions under Section 4.
Mr. Presiding Officer, be reminded that the rule of the Provincial Budget Office is for technical advice, but the decision will...
Yes.
The decision will be from the Sangguniang Panlalawigan.
There's no doubt about that, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
You're welcome. So, can we ask somebody from the Secretariat, from the COMSEC, to call Ma'am SB Secretary May? Meanwhile, we defer consideration of this matter. If they can respond, we can act. But if they cannot, then we will call for a committee hearing,
Yes,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. President.
So I think we defer first. Item number 9 for further discussion.
yes, thank you, Mr.
Item
Presiding.
number 9 deferred for discussion. Laid on the table. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 10, letter dated September 13, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, requesting authority to sign for in behalf of the provincial government the amended contract of services with the following nurses assigned at the Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital. A. Miss Cheryl Grace D. Garvilles, B. Miss Sovilin Joy D. Gigalao, and C. Miss Joy D. Martir. This is referred to the Committee Chair on Health, Your Honor.
Referred to the Chairperson, Committee on Health, the Honorable Dr. Felipe Hilan Nava.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 10, letter dated September 13, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, requesting authorities to sign for in behalf of the provincial government the amended contract of services with the following nurses assigned at the DCGNPH: A. Cheryl Grace D. Garbillas, Ms. Subilin Joy D. Gigalao, and Ms. Joy D. Martir. The new contract rate for these three nurses was increased from 18,000 to 21,600 pesos effective September 16, 2023 to December 31, 2023, Your Honor.
We will wait for the... Mr. Chair, Committee on Rules, can we ask your opinion on the period of contract, which is September 16, 2023 to December 31, 2023? There is actually a standing contract of services, only that the leadership of the provincial government would like to amend the contract so much so that the compensation would be increased to 21,600 pesos. Unfortunately, today is September 19. But the requested effectivity is September 16. Any comment, Mr. Chair? Otherwise, we will have to retroact.
Mr. Presiding Officer, it is all we all know, Mr. Presiding Officer, that nowadays, Mr. Presiding Officer, there is a big time increase in fuel, Mr. Presiding Officer, and then we have a very high cost of living nowadays, Mr. Presiding
Yes.
Officer.
But
So
we understand.
yes, that 3 days,
But-
Mr. Presiding Officer, could be accommodated with Sangguniang Panlalawigan just to
But
retroact.
this might probably go against the provision of the local government code that the local chief executive may enter into upon prior written authority from the governor or from the Sangguniang.
If that is the case, Mr. Presiding Officer, you have no choice but
We will
to
have
approve
to
it today.
September
Today.
Today.
It will be 19.
September
19.
19. Would that be all right, Mr. Chair, Committee on Health?
We have no choice, Your Honor.
So, insofar as 16, 17, and 18, there would just be a compensation based on the standing contract. The standing contract says that probably that's 18,000. No?
18,000.
So, they will be compensated for 16, 17, 18 on the basis of the standing contract, which is the old contract, fixing the compensation to 18,000. And then effective 19, the computation now will be based on the 21,600, just to play safe insofar as this subject matter is concerned.
Yes,
Mr.
Mr.
Chair, Committee on Rules.
Yes, Mr.
Would
Presiding
that be
Officer.
acceptable, Mr. Chair, Committee on Health?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What is the pleasure now of the... So we will, Comsec, can we just, Madam Secretary, kindly inform the Executive that the effectivity of this contract is as of the authority given by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, which is today, September 19, 2023. Mr. Chair, proceed now. The Honorable Floor Leader.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I move for a resolution authorizing Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, to sign for in behalf of the provincial government the amended contract of services with the following nurses assigned at the DCG and PH: A. Miss Cheryl Grace D. Garvillas, B. Miss Subilin Joy D. Higalao, C. Miss Joy D. Martir. So move, Your Honor.
There's no motion to authorize the Honorable Governor to enter into an amended contract of services with the following personnel assigned at Dr. Catalino Gallego, Nava Provincial Hospital as nurse with a new rate of 21,600 pesos effective as of the date of the authority given, September 19, 2023 to December 31, 2023, with the following: Ms. Cheryl Grace D. Garvillas, Ms. Sovilin Joy Gigalao, Ms. Joy D. Martir, under the stipulations provided in the draft amended contract of services in 3 separate resolution of authority. Is there any second to the motion? All members have seconded. The motion is approved. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 11, letter dated September 13, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, requesting authority to sign for in behalf of the provincial government the contract of services with Dr. Donna John M. Alhas as Medical Officer 4 assigned at the Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital. This is a new appointment, Your Honor.
This is a new contract. May we know if we have Dr. Donna John Alhas?
Present, sir.
Good afternoon. Good morning, Doc. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Majority Floor Reader, can we suspend the rules to accommodate?
Your Honor, I move to suspend the House rules. Your Honor.
There's now a motion to suspend the internal rules to accommodate our resource person. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the internal rules is now suspended. Good morning again, Dr. Donna Alhas. We are the members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. I am Vice Governor John Edward Gando. And one of the agenda we have here is the authority requested by the Honorable Governor for him to sign the contract of services with you as medical officer to be assigned at Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital, OB Department, to take effect on October 1, 2023 until December 31, 2023, the end of the fiscal year. Now, Dr. Alhas, it is the policy of this Sanggunian that whenever a contract is to be executed by the provincial government with the second party, it is the policy again that that second party must appear either in person or virtually before the members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Now, as a matter of procedure, I am referring the matter to the supposed sponsor, the Chairperson Committee on Health, no less than the Honorable Dr. Felipe Hilan Nava. Proceed, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Good morning, Doctora.
Good morning, sir.
How do we pronounce your family name?
Alhas or Aljas?
Aljas.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir. Alhas, sir.
Alhas.
Kabudlay, no? Now, where did you finish your training, OBGYN?
I completed my residency training, sir, at West Visayas State University Medical Center, sir.
Okay. You just graduated recently or what?
I graduated last 2001, sir. I completed my residency training December 2020, sir.
So, after that, diin ka nag-practice, Doktora?
I've been serving as OB hospitalist, sir, on private hospitals in Iloilo City, sir.
Okay. So, has enough experience. No other questions, Your Honor.
Do we have questions from the floor? The Honorable Dr. Cecil Gumarin.
I'll just take the role of the Honorable Gavileño. Any other connection with other hospitals right now?
None, ma'am. I'm currently serving as a temporary or as reliever for different private hospitals in Iloilo City.
So no permanent contract?
No, ma'am.
Can we have your ID, PRC ID, to be submitted to the COMSEC?
Once you drop by.
Once you drop by the office or you go into duty.
Okay, ma'am. Noted, ma'am.
Thank you. That's all, Doc.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cecil Gumarin. Doc, have you gone over the contract of services?
I got it on the email, sir. Probably I will drop by the hospital within this week, sir.
But you have gone over the details of this contract of services.
Yes, sir.
And the terms and stipulations are all acceptable to you, Doctor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Doctora. The Honorable Luben Vilches is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Ma'am, good morning.
Good
What
morning, sir.
I noticed, ma'am, is you're single.
Yes, sir.
And I do appreciate it. My question is this, ma'am. Did you ever, in your... my Vice Governor is laughing.
No, I'm not. I'm just smiling at you, Mr. Chair.
Doctora, have you been in a public hospital?
I had my residency training, sir, at West Visayas State University Medical Center, but apart from that, I have no experience for public hospitals, sir.
So I'm going to give you a tip on how you serve on a public hospital. You should be very patient, no? Understanding. No? You know that Guimaras is a small province, no? And
Yes, sir.
you might be encountering some problems with our residents. No? But try to understand, no? That we are serving
Yes,
for the
sir.
betterment of the population in our province. So be patient and always smile. Doc. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vilches. We just wish to clarify, Doc, that while the good Chairman Committee on Rules appreciates you being single so that you can properly attend to your duties, we would like to make of record that we do not discriminate against those who are married, Doctora. That we would like to clarify for the record. And in fairness also for the doctors engaged with the provincial government who are married, Madam Doctora. The Honorable Guimarin is recognized.
Just a suggestion for the Honorable Chair on health. On the witnesses, whereas the first party recognizes the need of the services of the second party as medical officer for OB department. Can we add, Doc, the term, would it be okay if we add the term OB gyne?
OBGYN.
OBGYN.
I think
OBGYN.
that's appropriate. We should
Yes.
add OBGYN.
Thank you, Mr.
Where
Chair.
is that? That's paragraph.
First paragraph of the witnesses.
Roman numeral.
Wala siya.
Whereas. So, OB.
OB-GYNE.
OBGYNE department.
Yes, Your Honor.
Taking...
And Dr. Alhas is from Napandong, Nueva Valencia, Gali.
Oh, really? Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, we would like to underscore that fact that our good doctor is a true blue Guimarasnon, having hailed from Napandong, Nueva Valencia, Guimaras. Where did you graduate your elementary, ma'am, Doctora?
I'm sorry, sir. There must be a confusion, sir. I'm not from Guimaras, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. You're from where? Because a former punong barangay from Napandong is really surprised with you tagged and labeled as a resident of Napandong. Where you're from, Doctora?
I'm currently residing at Haro, Iloilo City.
Haro, Iloilo
sir.
City. Madam Sec, please bring this to the attention of the Office of the Governor as well as the correction on the OB department to OB-GYN department. And Doctora Alhas is from Haro, Iloilo City, not from Barangay Napandong, Nueva Valencia, Guimaras, where the gentle lady, the Honorable Board Member Lenlen Edang, hailed from. Any more from the floor? Since there's none, we would like to thank the presence of Or can we have now the motion, Mr. Chair, in the presence of Dr. Alhas, so she can hear our action on the request of the governor? Please proceed, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move for a motion authorizing Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, to sign for, in behalf of the provincial government, the contract of services with Dr. Donna John M. Alhas as Medical Officer 4 at the Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital. So move, Your Honor.
There's now a motion for the authorizing the Honorable Governor to sign the contract of services with Dr. Donna John Alhas as Medical Officer 4 to be assigned at OB-GYN Department, Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital, under the stipulations reflected in the contract of services presented before the August body. Is there any second to the motion? All members have seconded. The motion is approved. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Dr. Alhas, yes. Dr. Alhas.
Yes, sir.
We have just approved the authority of the Honorable Governor upon the motion and sponsorship of the Chair Committee on Health, the Honorable Dr. Felipe Hilanava. We would like to express our appreciation to your interest of being with us here at the Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Provincial Hospital, and with your interest in serving the people of the province, especially those who are destitutes and less in life. Thank you very much, Dr. Alhas, for your appearance this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mr. Floor Leader, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 12, letter dated September 13, 2023, from Attorney Jess Naret C. Tapia, CPA, Executive Assistant 4, endorsing the letter from the National Economic and Development Authority regarding the drafting of the Provincial Public and Private Partnership Ordinance following the DILG PPPC JMC number 2019-01. This is referred to the Committee Chair on Rules, Your Honor.
To the Chairperson, Committee on Rules, the Honorable Lubin Vilches.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. The committee gladly accept the referral, Mr. Presiding Officer, with regards to the drafting of the provincial...
this is only for the consideration.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
And I believe that anytime soon we will be filing our own version of PPP draft ordinance, Mr.
Yes,
Chair,
Mr. Presiding Officer.
under your leadership at the Committee on Rules.
Yes, the committee will gladly study that and make some recommendations. Mr.
And I'm also thinking if it is really required that we will be creating an additional committee on PPP. We will see if it is really necessary that that an additional committee in the Sangguniang Panlalawigan shall be created purposely to be called as Committee on Public-Private Partnership.
It could be incorporated, Mr. Presiding Officer, to the Committee on Industry.
The Trade and
Trade
Industry.
Mr. Presiding Officer.
I think we will look into that if we can incorporate that, thus requiring also the amendment of our internal rules. Thank you very much,
Yes,
Mr.
Mr.
Chair.
President.
So you would be in that PPP draft ordinance. You are manifesting your interest to be one of the sponsors of that ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
All right. Thank you for that information, Mr. Chair. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 13, letter dated September 14, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, requesting for the realignment of funds at the Buena Vista Emergency Hospital in the amount of 100,000 pesos. This is referred to the Committee Chair on Appropriations, Your Honor.
Item number 13 is referred to the Chairperson, Committee on Appropriations, the Honorable Dr. Alex Araneta.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 13, letter dated September 14, 2023, from Governor J.C. Ramanaba, MD, requesting for the realignment of funds at the Buena Vista Emergency Hospital in the amount of 100,000. Attached is the letter request from the good governor, the realignment of funds of the Buena Vista Emergency Hospital from MOOA, medical, dental, and laboratory supplies, amount 65,000, insurance expense 7,000, internet subscription expense 5,000, cooking gas expense 20,000, postal and courier expense 3,000, total 100,000. All of this, Mr. Presiding Officer, with corresponding EIP code to MOOA food and non-food expenses 100,000, total of 100,000 with corresponding AIP, Mr. Presiding Officer, and also a letter request from Dr. Estela Sullivan, MD, Chief of Hospital of the BAH, and also the provincial budget offices that this appropriation is available for realignment, Mr. Presiding Officer. So with this regard, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move to pass appropriation ordinance for the realignment of funds of Buena Vista Emergency Hospital from MOA, medical, dental, laboratory supplies 65,000, insurance expense 7,000, internet subscription expense 5,000, cooking gas expense 20,000, postal and courier expense 3,000, total of 100,000 to MOA, food and non-food expenses 100,000, total of 100,000. So move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's now a motion for the passage of an appropriation ordinance realigning funds at Buena Vista Emergency Hospital from medical, dental, laboratory 65,000, insurance expense 7,000, internet subscription 5,000, cooking gas expense 20,000, postage and courier expense 3,000, total of 100,000 pesos to food and non-food expense 100,000 pesos. Is there any second to the motion? Seconded by Honorable Gumarin, Honorable Edang, Honorable Tsunado, Honorable Habanya, Honorable Gabilinio, Honorable Gadnanan, Honorable Malones, Honorable Gao. Is there any comment? The Honorable Hanava is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. We were looking at the medical, dental, and laboratory supplies, in which they will be getting around 55,000.
Yes. 65,000.
I just want to clarify, Your Honor, if that is, medical supplies are necessary for the hospital, and it's a big amount to be deducted from the budget of the hospital and transferred to food and non-food expenses. Just asking for clarification, Your Honor.
We know for clarification, do we have answers to the question?
I think, Mr. Presiding Officer, the clarification of gentleman from Hordan, this is only...
the information provided.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer, and the maybe we can ask the Dr. Sullivan with regards the for the realignment, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Can we have the annual budget can we have the approved annual budget? We will see the entire amount approved by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for Buena Vista Emergency. CAMSEC, the annual budget for 2023. The Honorable Chair of Rules, Lubin Vilches, is recognized.
That is also my concern, Mr. Presiding Officer. And Mr. Presiding Officer, I want to know the utilization of fund under the MOA of food and non-food expense. Why is it that the account is so special compared to medical, dental, and laboratory supplies? That is only my question, Mr. Presiding Officer.
We note the question of the Honorable Vilches, but it would seem that the information given to us is limited to this one. Can we have Dr. Sullivan on the phone or via Zoom Can someone contact or reach Dr. Sullivan? Based on our 2023 budget, the approved amount for medical, dental, and laboratory supply expenses for Buena Vista Emergency Hospital is 400,000 pesos.
Naku pa.
This is the approved budget. The Honorable Edang is recognized. Can we have her on the phone? Can we have a patch, phone patch? Yes, proceed.
Yes, just an observation, Mr. Chair. With regards to the certification, it should have been attached that the available funds remaining for the each item that had been realigned should have been attached in the document so that it would be clearly seen by the members of the Sangguniang.
By way of practice and by way of procedure, the provincial budget officer only certifies and attests that the realignment is within the amount allocated. Meaning to say, it is up for the requesting officer to know within the authority to request for realignment, but the provincial budget office will tell the head of office that
If it's
indeed
available.
that particular 65,000 amount is available. But as to the remaining amount, that's not covered, Madam Chair.
Excuse me, Your Honor. At 400,000 annually, that should be divided into 4 quarters.
4 quarters.
So it should be around 100,000 per quarter.
Yes.
So the utilization is being. You should be aware of the utilization of those medical and dental supplies.
Yes. I think we have Dr. Sullivan on the line. So can we have just a phone patch? Good. Is that via messenger or what? That's via messenger. Can we have messenger reflected? Ma'am Jenny, do we have a Facebook account or a messenger account in our phone? Meanwhile, Mr. Chair, let's defer consideration. Let's just go back to Dr. Sullivan in a while. Mr. Chair,
This item, Mr. President, to defer
item
for a while.
number 13 is deferred. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Now we move to item number 14, first endorsement dated September 15, 2023, from Ms. Jenisa Grace D. Taday, Clerk 2, Designate Secretariat, endorsing for review Ordinance Number 11, Series of 2023 of the Municipality of Bordan, entitled An Ordinance Reclassifying Lot Number 361B2 with an area of 14,562 square meters owned by spouses Norberto Gamilong and Feli Gagatam Gamilong, situated at Poblacion Jordan Guimaras, from agricultural to commercial land. This is referred to the land use chairman, Your Honor.
Item number 14 is referred to the Chair of Land Use, the Honorable Marilyn Edang.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. This representation gladly accept the referral of this matter, and this also be subject to committee hearing.
We note the manifestation of the Chair, Committee on Land Use, the Honorable Marilyn Edang. Honorable Vilches is recognized.
Mr. President, this is just tips to some tips to the Chair of Committee on Land Use. Be reminded, Mr. Presiding Officer, that the endorsement was done by Ms. Jenisa Grace D. Tahay, Clerk 2, Designate Secretariat. So, during the committee hearing, I would like to suggest, Mr. Presiding Officer, if the office of the Sangguniang Bayan of Bordan could provide the legal document as to the status, the standing of this designate secretariat. Only the SB secretary
Can endorse.
Endorse. Can endorse this proposition to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan.
Your Honor.
What are you saying, Mr. Chair, that based on the committee based on the provisions of the law, it is only the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary that could endorse a particular measure to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Correct?
Yes, Mr. Senator.
And if it is not endorsed by the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary, because that is the provision of the law, that it shall be transmitted or endorsed by Sangguniang Bayan. If it is not complied, are you saying that we have no right to accept it?
Mr. Presiding Officer, we need some proof. We need some proof as to the designation of the clerk too as the secretary of the Sangguniang Bayan.
Yes, but my idea on the matter is that if it is not in accordance with the law, because the law says that it should be the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary that shall transmit for review a particular measure, then it is my submission, humble at that, Mr. Chair, that the Sangguniang Panlalawigan has no right to receive the endorsement. Do you share the view of the presiding officer? Meaning to say, from the time that it is submitted to us, from the records officer, from the one receiving, the receiving officer on the part of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan has to check whether or not this was endorsed properly. And if it is not endorsed properly, then our records officer here will not accept the endorsement. Is that correct?
Yes,
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
because such act of our records officer, what do you call that? The one that is receiving all the communications? Who is in charge of that, Madam Secretary? What is the records officer? In other words, the records officer should check first whether or not this is in accordance with the law, and if it is not, then she will not accept and immediately will not take cognizance of that particular communication. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay, meanwhile, we will make that as a policy, ladies and gentlemen. We will instruct the records officer that henceforth, beginning today, we will no longer be accepting any endorsement that is not in accordance, any measure for review that is not in accordance with the law, meaning that it was endorsed properly by the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary. If the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary is absent, so such must be reflected in that particular endorsement. Do you share the idea of that?
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
All right, Mr. Chair. So meanwhile, what we will do with this? We will call a committee hearing and we will take that up. We will take that up with the Sangguniang, with the municipal government of Ordan, and we will ask for their explanation why it is so. Only this will be the last time that we will be receiving a measure for review that is not endorsed or explained properly why it was not the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary who endorsed it. Is that correct, Mr.
Yes,
Chair?
Mr. Presiding Officer.
The presiding officer will just simply follow the instruction of the Committee on Rules and implement it. He being the master of the rules of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. So it was your suggestion, the presiding officer will just faithfully oblige and comply with the ruling and view of the chairperson Committee on Rules.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. We are now almost 11 o'clock.
Madam?
Yes, Your Honor, this representation will have to observe, take notice of the endorsement or the observation.
And the acting secretary is also requested to comply with the views and opinions and the policy of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. So ordered. So this is accepted by the chair committee on land use for possible action. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I think we have Dr. Soliban
Yes.
online, Your Honor.
The majority floor leader. So what do you propose, Mr. Floor Leader, that we will go back to item number
We move back to item number 13
Number 13,
regarding the realignment of funds at the Buena Vista Emergency Hospital.
the motion, any
Your
objection? The motion is granted. Please proceed. Dr. Sullivan, Committee on Rules are suspended. Are rules suspended still?
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the suspension of the House
Are
rules.
rules still suspended?
Yeah.
Our rules are still suspended.
It's okay,
Suspended
sir.
so we can still accommodate Dr. Good morning, Dr. Sullivan. Good morning, Dr. Sullivan. Do we have the audio of Dr. Sullivan? I cannot hear. Dr. Sullivan? Can you hear me, Dr. Sullivan? Yes, yes. We can now hear you, Dr. Sullivan.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Sullivan.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good
Yes.
morning to all.
We are now having
Am I clear?
Yes, as clear as the blue skies in the summer, Dr. Sullivan. We are considering now your request, the request of the governor for the realignment of certain funds. And however, there are some questions here, more particularly from some members, in connection with your realignment of 65,000 from medical, dental, and laboratory supplies, 65,000 pesos. Your request is being sponsored by the Chair Committee on Appropriations, the Honorable Dr. Alex Araneta. Doc, can you hear us? Doc? Or can we only have phone patch? Doc, can you hear us? Ang IT, naglakad na ako. Ha? Hello, Doc. Batian mo na kami, Doc.
Connection.
Doc, batian mo na kami.
Signal.
Batian ka na mo, Doc.
Yes.
Doc? Hello?
Yes, Your Honor. Batian ko. Hindi niyo ko mabatian.
Hindi, batian ka na namon.
Good morning.
Can you hear us, Doc?
Good morning. Okay.
Na-feedback, Doc?
Yes. Yes, Vice. Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
Yes. Oo, good morning. Batian ko. Hindi niyo ko mabatian. Hindi, batian okay.
Doc, may Zoom ka, Doc? Can you join us sa Zoom?
Yes.
Sa Zoom? Patsana. Loud. Patsa. Put that off. May Zoom. Si Doc, sa Zoom na lang si Doc.
Zoom.
Maramali sa Zoom, pwede. Nagwili taton niya sang session suspended. Meanwhile, we...
10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan.
Mr. Floor Leader?
Thank you,
Sound
Mr.
check. Sound check.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. We move to item number 15.
Item number 15. Proceed, Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Letter from Sydney N. Villaflor, Police Brigadier General, Regional Director, Philippine National Police, Police Regional Office 6, received in the office of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan on September 18, 2023, addressed to the Honorable Vice Governor, Attorney John Edward G. Gando, in connection with the resolution number 298 of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of the Province of Guimaras, commending the personnel of Guimaras Police Provincial Office under the leadership of Police Colonel Richard B. Baluis Provincial Director for the meritorious and laudable accomplishment in keeping the peace and order and ensuring public safety during the 30th Mangan Festival and 31st Founding Anniversary celebration from April 29, 2023 to May 22, 2023. This is for information, Your Honor.
Item number 15 is for the information of the august body. Sound check. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. We have two measures we're waiting for measure number 19 and measure number 13. Number 9 and number 13.
Meanwhile, we will recognize the Honorable Doc Alex Araneta.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer, with regards the ordinance, the supplemental budget number 2 of the Municipality of Hordan, Mr. Presiding Officer, as the Secretary of Sangguniang Panlalawigan informed me that there is no ordinance creating the position of this two-item
That is
as observed by
no,
the
no. Before that, are we now dealing what item?
Number 9, Mr. President.
Number 9. We will first refer the matter to the floor leader. Mr. Floor Leader, are you now ready, Mr. Chair, to
Yes.
take up item number
Yes,
9?
Mr.
Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Now we go back to item number 9, review of Appropriation Ordinance number 3, series of 2023 of the Municipality of Bordan, entitled An Ordinance Authorizing Supplemental Budget number 2, series of 2023, involving an amount of 5 million pesos for the General Fund. Third endorsement dated September 13, 2023 of the Provincial Budget Office. Referred to Committee Chair on Appropriations, Your Honor.
Item number 9 is referred to the Chairperson Committee on Appropriations, the Honorable Doc Alex Araneta.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Item number 9, review on appropriation ordinance number 003, series of 2023 of the Municipality of Hordan, entitled An Ordinance Authorizing Supplemental Budget number 2, series of 2023, involving the amount of 5 million pesos for the General Fund. Third endorsement and dated September 13, 2023 of the Supplemental Budget Office. With this regards, Mr. Presiding Officer, the observation of the Provincial Budget Officer, there is no ordinance creating the position of this item, the Fiscal Examiner 2 is salary grade 15-1 at the Municipal Accounting Office, and Driver 2, salary grade 4-1 at the MDRRM Office. This information, Mr. Presiding Officer, is true because the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Secretary informed me that there is no ordinance creating with this position, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Who in particular contacted the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary, Your Honor?
Can I ask Secretary of this?
Madam Secretary?
Yes, Your Honors. It was Miss Evelyn Mendez of the COMSEC.
The Honorable Vilches is recognized.
If what I was thinking, Mr. President, if that is the truth that there was no position created in the plantilla of personnel.
Excuse me, you might hit the head of the honorable floor leader, Mr. Chair. I am just trying to caution you, Mr. Chair, Committee on Rules.
If there is no creation, Mr. Presiding Officer, then but Section 4 of the ordinance is very there is a strong implication that there was a position created. Where created under different offices? Where? So that simply means nga na
It has been created.
yes.
That is why we made a clarification.
Yes.
Now, can we hear from, our rules are still suspended. Can we hear from our COMSEC member, Ms. Belen Mendez? Ma'am, with whom did you confirm the matter? Microphone.
With
With-
SB Secretary Ma'am May
Did you
Gagalicana.
talk to her?
Yes, sir.
What was your inquiry?
I asked her if there is an SB ordinance about that.
About
that, the creation of
The position.
the position of two driver and one driver and
One driver, two, and
the fiscal
Examiner.
And what did she tell you?
She said that there is no SB.
There is no ordinance.
Yeah, there is no ordinance. Only the executive of
Placed.
Hordan. She said that. Mayor.
In other words, it was the executive that created the position? Or is there an existing position already?
No, there is no existing. But she said that only the executive.
Can the executive create a position, madam?
Amo na gani ba ang vice hambal niya wala na amo na hambal niya.
Mr. Chair, because one thing I would like to know, if these are existing, if there are existing positions, we do not know for certain if these are existing positions. It is very possible also that these positions had long been created, but we're unfilled and we're unfunded. That it is only this time that they realize that the position exists and therefore they ask for the funding. Or it is also possible that there was no creation whatsoever of this item. So this is one thing that we would like to clarify with them. So, Mr. Chair, we will invite the HRMO. We will also invite the somebody. We call for a committee hearing. That is why, under Section 4, it says that these items were created. So the question is, were these positions created long before?
Unfilled position.
Unfilled position, but only unfilled position and unfunded at not. So we do not know.
Yes,
We do not know how they how this came about, Mr. Chair. What do you suggest, Mr. Chair?
We will call the attention of the HRMO and also
The Sangguniang Bayan Secretary.
Sangguniang Bayan Secretary or
I think
any.
the two of them can...
Yes, so nakasignify na
Mr.
sila
Chair.
kung na-created man. And also bring with them the plantilla of personnel of the
Municipality of Ordan.
the unfunded and the unfilled positions.
Do you heed the advice of the Chair Committee on Rules, Mr. Chair Apro?
Yes, I am also a member of the Committee on
Yes.
Appropriation, Mr. Presiding
This
Officer.
item, Mr. Presiding Officer,
Will be
defer this for the committee hearing.
will be scheduled for a committee hearing.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The manifestation is noted. This is for committee hearing. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. We have still no update with Dr. Solivan.
Dr. Sullivan, are you with us now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hello,
Good morning.
Dr. Sullivan. Good morning. Mr. Floor Leader, can we go back to item number... Can we go back to item number 13? Please proceed, Mr. Floor Leader.
So, item number 13, letter dated September 14, 2023, from Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, requesting for the realignment of funds at the Buena Vista Emergency Hospital in the amount of 100,000 pesos. This is under the Committee Chair on Appropriations.
Referred to the Chairperson Committee on Appropriations, the Honorable Dr. Alex Araneta.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Can we...
Dr. Sullivan, can you now hear us?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning again, Doc. We are
Good morning.
considering your request to the Honorable Governor, and the Honorable Governor in turn requested us for the realignment of funds at the Buena Vista Emergency Hospital in the amount of 100,000 pesos. And along the proceedings, there are just some clarifications on your request and the request of the Governor for the realignment, particularly item 13. And I am now referring the matter to the Chairperson Committee on Appropriations, the Honorable Doc Alex Araneta.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
With regards to your request for the alignment of funds of the Buena Vista Emergency Hospital, this August body with some clarification with your realignment, Doc. So I give to you the Chairperson Committee on Health for some clarification, Doc.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for
Please
appropriations.
proceed.
Your Honor.
The Honorable Floor Leader is recognized.
Mayong aga, Doktora.
Good morning.
Nang gapamang inquire lang kami kay sa 100,000 na budget for realignment. 65,000 was taken from medical and laboratory and other supplies.
Nice.
Now, daw kadako gid siya nga ikwaon sa medical supplies since you have an appropriation of 400,000 annually. Does it mean nga damo pa kamo sobra sa inyo nga medical supplies or what?
Bali, amo na lang na siya ang nabilin na makuhaan namon sa may medical dental lab as of third quarter. Daw may ara pa man siya nabilin mga supplies.
So ang concern namon kay daw kadako gid wherein ang medical and dental and laboratory supplies are basic nga kinanglanon sa operations ng hospital. Basi maapektuhan ang budget nyo and ang operation nyo. Kag basi bala sa fourth quarter, mangayo naman kamuliwat supplemental budget or something like that?
So far, may mga stocks pa man kami nga nabilin for our medical and laboratory supplies, which enough pa man for the whole year.
So it could last pa sa inyo ng, by ginbinlan nyo man a certain amount just for emergency cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I think the chairman on rules would like to have a question on you, Doctora, also.
The Chairperson, Committee on Rules, Honorable Vilches, is recognized.
Doc, good morning.
Good morning. Yes,
Doc,
good morning.
I want to know the account title. The account title is food and non-food expense.
Non-food.
In the amount of 100,000, and the medical
Yes.
and medical, dental,
Dental.
and laboratory supplies was deducted in the amount of 65,000.
65.
Yes. What is the use of food and non-food expense? Why is it?
For the budget for food of the patient,
I see. Food of the patients. So what is your allocation? Your standing allocation before, how much on food and non-food expense?
pardon, Your
I want to
Bation
know the food and non-food expense, your total budget. Your total budget before.
Last year, this year we have a total of 250. The budget for per patient is only 100 per patient. And we consider the increasing commodities now. So the budget is not enough for the whole year.
So go. Okay. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Welcome.
The Honorable Dr. Gumarin is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Good morning, Doc. How do we qualify non-food as to be differentiated from food expense? What would be covered by non-food expense? Kaya ang sa babaw, Doc, pwede man natin na-consider nga non-food. Halimbawa, ang cooking gas expense, postage expense. Ano yan ang difference ng food and non-food?
Hindi pati.
Hello, Doc?
Dr. Sullivan, can you hear us? Dr. Sullivan, can you hear us?
Pardon.
Doc?
Pardon, Doc. Hindi pati yun.
How do you qualify an expense to be non-food as compared to food expense?
Bali sa food and non-food, it includes ang budget for pagkaon ng pasyente and ang non-food dira ang mga utensils na ginagamit kag ang gamit sa kitchen.
Okay, thank you, Doc.
Dr. Sullivan.
Pero most
yes, Doc. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Dr. Sullivan, would you know how much is left now with 65,000 coming out from medical, dental, and laboratory expenses? Would you know now how much amount is left for medical, dental, and laboratory supplies?
Sa medical, dental, and
Balaan mo kung pila na lang ang bilin subong, Doc, sa medical, dental, laboratory supplies. Kunwain na ng 65,000.
Dali lang gid, Your Honor.
Nakuha mong pamangkot, Doc?
Yes, Your Honor, dali lang gid.
Gina-compute niyo.
Sige. Ang sa budget.
Mr. Presiding Officer.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Committee on Appropriations.
To follow up, Doc, some clarification. All of this insurance expense, internet subscription, cooking gas expense, and postage expense, can you also add, Doc, kung pila na lang ang nabilin sang this item?
May 62,168.
Ang sa medical, dental?
Kuhaan siyang 65,000.
For medical, dental, Doc?
Yes, Your Honor.
62,000.
The remaining. How about the other, Doc?
Sa insurance. Ang ito, parang 13,000. 30,000.
Kulang budget. Okay lang. No choice.
Ang sa insurance. Ang sa insurance, bali ang may utilize namon 15,000. So may sobra kami nga 7,000.
7,000, Doc, amo ni sang gin-realign mo, so wala na nabilin.
Realign namon.
Pero wala na sa amin nabilin.
Bali, ang na-reserve na naman ng 15,000 for insurance ang ambulance.
Okay. Di cooking gas expense, Doc. Pila pa nabilin, Doc?
Or
Siguro pwede na nga. Pwede na nga, Guru.
May 15,000 pa mabilin sa cooking gas.
Okay.
not really that essential.
Medicines lang kagano.
Yes.
So,
Thank you, Doc. Some more questions from the floor?
Yes,
The Honorable Chair,
clarification.
proceed.
So, according to you, Doc, the medical and dental laboratory supplies, for the realignment of 65,000, na may remain ka pang 62,000. So as you
Yes.
said before, Doc, ang medical and dental laboratory supplies mo, it's enough nga makasupply pa for the third and last quarter.
No. Yes. Yeah.
Not only for the 65 but also the medical and dental item, Doc. What I mean, the item supplies mula sa medical and dental laboratory, ang item lang siya wala, Doc, enough pa makasupply sa third and last
For the
quarter.
whole year. Pwede. Enough pa makasupply for the whole year. Kaya may mga stocks pa man kami nabilin. Kag naka-PR na kami for 2023.
So to follow up, Doc, hindi siya mag-expire sa last quarter mo kay
No man,
ari na
hindi
siya
man.
item.
Hindi man.
So thank you. That's all, Mr. President.
What's the pleasure of the gentleman, the Chair Committee on Appropriations?
So with this regard, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move to pass an appropriation ordinance.
Others actually, the parliamentary status is we're already on the. There are two gentlemen who did not second, the Honorable Vilches and the Honorable Nava.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the pleasure of the Honorable Nava?
It's okay. I was clarified and I seconded the motion. Your Honor.
How about the Honorable Vilches?
Also, me, Mr. President, I was clarified, so I second the motion.
With the manifestation of the two gentlemen that they seconded the motion. Any objection? Of course, none. The motion is now approved. Dr. Sullivan, we have just approved the request for realignment of funds as moved by Honorable Araneta. Thank you very much, Dr. Sullivan, for your presence this morning. Thank you, Doc. Doc. Thank you, Doc. Can we repeal the realignment of just funds? I'm just only kidding. Thank you, Doc. The ordinance is now, the realignment is now approved again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Good morning. Good morning, Doc. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Since we have no measures to be taken today, we are now on the committee report, and we have one item number 1, Committee on Social Services. Subject, letter request of the Honorable Governor to sign for in behalf of the provincial government the Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Social and Welfare Development for the implementation of the Kilos Unlad. This is referred to the committee chair, Honorable Cecil C. Guimarin, MD.
Before the referral, Mr. Chair, can we move to lift the suspension of internal
Your Honor,
rules?
I move to lift the suspension of House rules.
There is now a motion to lift the suspension of internal rules. In objection, hearing none, the motion is approved. Madam Chair, the Honorable Dr. Cecil Guimarin is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Committee Report number 36-2023 reads, for the Honorable Presiding Officer and members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan from the Committee on Social Services. Subject letter dated July 7, 2023 from the Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, requesting authority to sign for in behalf of the provincial government the Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Social Welfare and Development for the implementation of the Kilos Unlad. Date September 19, 2023. Referred to the Committee on Social Services for appropriate legislative action is the above-mentioned subject matter. Committee hearings were conducted on July 17, 2023 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and on September 13, 2023 at 9:30 o'clock in the morning. In attendance were the Honorable Vice Governor, Attorney John Edward G. Gando, Honorable SP Member Cecil C. Guimarin, MD, Committee Chairperson, Honorable SP Member Marilyn G. Edang, Committee Vice Chairperson, Honorable SP Member Alejandro D. Ananeta, DMD, Honorable Ex-Officio Member Marcelo G. Malones Jr., and the following resource persons. Ms. Shirley Gabutin, PSWD Officer, Ms. Erlene L. Garcia, DSWD Focal Officer 6, Provincial Link 4 Peace Provincial Operations Office, Iloilo, Guimaras, Ms. Marilyn I. Suyaw, IPD Officer for LGUs, Mrs. Elena G. Salazar, SWO2, DSWD, Ms. Michelle N. Mulate, SWO1, PSWDO. For the findings and conclusions, during the two committee hearings called for the purpose, the following were established. 1. That the subject memorandum of agreement is a unified template as per DILG and DSWD Joint Memorandum Circular number 2022-001. 2. That the issuances of the local chief executive are considered as compliance with Section 2.2 of the subject MOA. 3. That the Sangguniang Panlalawigan will only act policies based on recommendation of the Provincial Convergence Committee and the Provincial Social Welfare Development Office. Recommendations. In view of, therefore, the committee hereby recommends to pass a resolution authorizing Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava, MD, to sign for in behalf of the provincial government the Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Social Welfare and Development, represented by its Regional Director, Attorney Carmelo N. Nochete. The adoption of the hearing committee report are earnestly sought. September 19, 2023, San Miguel, Hordan, Guimaras. Signed, yours truly as Chairperson, Vice Chairperson Marlene G. Edang, Members Luven G. Vilches, and Honorable Hilan A. Nava, MD, Karen K. Gadnanan, Member.
What's the pleasure of the gentle lady?
I move for the adoption of the hearing committee report.
There's now a motion to adopt the committee report just rendered by the Committee on Social Services. Is there any second to the motion? All members have seconded. The motion is approved.
Thank you, Honorable President.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. We have no more committee reports to be taken up today, so we move to the unfinished business. We have none. Resolution motions, none. Ordinances, none. Appropriation ordinances, municipal matters, provincial matters, we have none.
So now
And
proceed.
now we move to announcements and other matters.
Announcements
Your
and other matters. The Honorable Cecil Gumarin.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Presiding Officer. I move to pass a resolution authorizing Governor J.C. Raman A. Nava to sign for in behalf of the provincial government the Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Social Welfare and Development, represented by its Regional Director, Marcelo H. Nochete, for the implementation of the Kilos Unlad, or the KU.
There's no motion to authorize the Honorable Governor to sign the Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Social Welfare Development for the implementation of the Kilos Unlad on the stipulations reflected in that draft MOA presented before the August body. Is there any second to the motion? All members have seconded. The motion is approved. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Floor Leader.
Your Honor, thank you. Are there any other matters to be taken up today?
Yes, I would like to remind the honorable members and requesting your full cooperation on our CapDev scheduled on October 4, 5, and 6. And we have already effected the designation of respective rooms, and the processing of all the requirements is ongoing now. So I am presenting to you, my dear colleagues, staff, the shirt that we will be wearing on the first day in going to Concepcion, Casa Iyak.
So, pang World Cup, Your Honor. Pang World Cup.
Pang World Cup. And I understand that you have already given your measurement to the sastre, to the supplier. Now, on the first day, again, that is our trip to Casa Iyang in Concepcion. And then the second day, we will have our orientation and lecture until 4 to 5. Then our legislative executive will follow, because we will be also graced by the Honorable Governor for our legislative executive meeting with the Honorable Governor at 6 o'clock. And thereafter, there would be socialization in the afternoon or in the evening of second day and then on the third day there would be a sort of recap, and then we will now be going back home Friday. Those who cannot be accommodated in the new Casa Iyang will be accommodated in the old Casa Iyang, just beside it, and the other one is the Pandi Asokar. So I will just be making the necessary arrangements. I will be going probably tomorrow to Casa Iyang for the finalization of your room assignments. Thank you, Your Honors. The Honorable Vilches.
I almost forgot, Mr. Presiding Officer. Mr. Presiding Officer, I would like to appreciate the effort of the Honorable Vice Governor for providing us
Mark as Exhibit A.
The ID. The ID of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan member of the province of Guimaras.
So that they will believe you that you are a duly elected board member.
Because, Mr. President, not Mr. Presiding Officer, for almost 5 years that I have been in this
no ID was issued.
Office, Mr. Presiding Officer, no ID has been issued. So this is the first time that I have the ID, Mr. Presiding Officer. Yeah. And my grandson told me that you look so
handsomer.
Thank you for this, for your effort, Honorable Vice Governor.
Thank you always, Mr. Chair. That's a part of our obligation as the administrative head of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Are there some other matters? The Honorable Jimmy Ogaho is recognized.
Panaga.
On Friday, we will have lunch.
Kasi malipat mo sa Biyernes. Kaya lunch sa Tuesdays.
Okay. Thank you very much for that sincere invitation, the Honorable Jimmy Ogaho. We will attend. Any other matters? The Honorable Raymond Gavilenio.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. May we know, Mr. Presiding Officer, the update of our cycling activity in the province, considering it was cycling activities in the province. Cycling. Yes,
It will push through on the basis of the authority we granted to the Honorable Governor, but I understand, Honorable Edang, there were some changes, and please advise them to inform the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of the changes they have introduced on the basis of our authority.
Yes.
So that we can ratify. If we authorize the Governor and there were some changes in the MOA, it is but correct and proper and right that we will ratify those changes that were made in that memorandum of agreements or contract of services.
Yes, that's all, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Thank you.
Are you joining the cycling enduro? No. Thank you. And thank you for that reminder, Honorable Gavilenio. Some more other matters? If there's none, Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Since we have no other measures to be taken up today for a wonderful session, I move for the adjournment of a regular session. So move, Your Honor.
There's now a motion to adjourn. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the 61st regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, the 62nd regular the 62nd regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind cooperation to this regular session. Damo inga salamat.
Thank you,
Mr.
Honor.
Floor Leader. Thank you, one and all.
10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. 10th Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. Sangguniang Panlalawigan in motion. Panlalawigan